Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Backstage with PV3. I'm so excited about today. I'm coming to you from my new studio here, and I'm just loving being here. We got a very special guest that's going to be in the house here in just a little bit. Super stoked about that. And so just thanks for being a part of today's episode. I'm going to officially start the episode in just a second. Well, actually, I'm going to get the episode started here. We record this live every week, and then we go repurpose it on our podcast. We repurpose it on YouTube. We repurpose it everywhere. And today we are going to have a lot of fun. I'm telling you, we're going to have a lot of fun today. So let me just officially go into show mode here in just a second. I'm going to bring our guest up here in just a quick second. And super stoked about today. So, hey, where are you chiming in from? Drop it in the chat. Let us know where you're chiming in from. We do Backstage with PV3 every single week. It then gets repurposed for our podcast and our YouTube channel, but there's nothing like being with your people live. So that's why we do a live show. You can join us every week live, and then you can listen to the recording as you run on the podcast Backstage with PV3. So this gets repurposed into a podcast where we have tens of thousands of people listening to this every single week. And so we're excited to be here with you today. Today is going to be a lot of fun. Today was the first day where I came ever on any show. And I asked the audience, I came prior, I came for the pre-show. And we had such a turnout because this is streaming online on Twitter Space, Instagram, it's everywhere. And we do it live back in Zoom every single week. And I came before 20 minutes before, and the room was already beginning to fill up. And I said, I need your questions today for our guest, Grant Cardone, because no questions are offline. You tell me the questions you want, because I want to ask some questions today, because this is one of the guys that keeps it real. He's going to tell you, he's going to pull back the curtain. He's not going to hold anything back. He doesn't give you these questions ahead of time and say, hey, anything outside of this, it's off lines. And I want to tell you, a lot of speakers who speak at GrowthCon every year, it's like, you got to stick to these 5 questions, but not Grant. Grant will pull back the curtain on anything. And the chat just began to light up with all of the types of questions you wanted to ask. So I'm going to encourage you today, put your questions in the chat. Put your questions in the chat, because we might bring a few of you up live. The questions that are the most powerful questions, we're going to bring a few of you up live on the show today to be able to ask Grant that question yourself. And so, guys, I am so stoked. I am so excited to welcome our guest today. He was a guy that I first met in 2019 when he pulled off an impossible feat, which has pretty much been what's been happening in his entire adult life. He filled Miami Marlins Stadium with 35,000 people. And I got the honor to be one of the speakers there. And that was the first time that I got the chance to meet him. And over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, I've gotten to not just know him, his beautiful wife, his beautiful daughters, and I've gotten to know his family. Like a lot of you get to see Grant Cardone on the stage. I get to see Grant Cardone off of the stage, backstage, behind the curtain, at home. And he's just become a friend, and quite frankly, a guy that I have learned so much from. He's brilliant in marketing and sales and business and real estate, and I could go on and on. But I'm going to ask you guys I want you to light up the chat. Like, let's make it feel like there's tens of thousands of people here live today. I want you to light up the chat and not only give him a welcome, but tell him something that he's done in your life to make an impact on your life. Would you welcome Backstage with PV3, my friend and partner, Grant Cardone? Come on, give it up for Grant. Let's go. Light the chat up.
I need something to wipe this camera. This camera's got some fog on it. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you, G?
Good, man. When did you start doing podcasts, man? I like this.
Every week. This is week 14. You said start streaming the Twitter Space. We're on Twitter Space. We bring their questions up. We started about 14 weeks ago. We've had Elena, we've had Brandon. Now we have Uncle GC. So
well, yeah. So look, your podcast, it's got to be a different energy, Pete, right? It's got to be interview Pete. It's got to be what was that great interviewer? Tom Brokaw. Didn't he do great interviews?
Tom Brokaw, that's right.
Yeah, man. He's not going to get the people all excited. Like he's just going to go into the interview. Hold on, let me wipe this off. So there's something on it. Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? or no?
Yeah, a lot better.
So thank you. So, yeah, this isn't you know, you're not bringing 10,000 people on a stage. Like we got to show Pete's podcasts backstage.
Backstage. Yeah, we're going back. The intention is to go backstage and hear things that people wouldn't normally hear. So first off, is there any questions off limits today, G?
No.
Some people like you had a lot of speakers.
What kind of transparency and authenticity would that be when the richest man in the world can go on CNBC and say, F you, twice, 3 times, by the way, 3 times, and call out Bob Iger, mad respect for the world that we're moving into. This is going to be the most interesting time for the truly honest, not for the look goodies, the goody two shoes, but I'm talking about the people that give it to you straight, and they're not interested in looking good because they know they are good and they know they're up to good. And that guy called out everybody that's a fraud yesterday. Everybody that puts on this persona that you're a good person and you're so holy and you're so humble and you're so Sunday for an hour while you sit in the pews. Okay. You know, but the rest of the week you're you're a garbage dump. This is happening all over the world. And these authentic, transparent people that maybe don't talk the way you want them to are going to crash through all these hidden agendas that have existed prior to social media. Okay. Because I'm telling you, as much bad that comes out of social media, there will be 10x more good come out of it than bad. Wow. Audio apps, for instance, all these podcasts, you know, just imagine Joe Rogan interviews, whatever, I don't know, 250 people a year. Imagine if you were able to follow that one person that he interviewed 3 or 4 or 5 times. He's interviewed Elon 4 times now. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger that just died. Rest in peace, Charlie, one of the great investors of all time. Yeah. A guy that kept it so simple. He was so transparent, such an unbelievable speaker. Let's say that you studied every interview Charlie Munger or Elon or Warren Buffett have ever done. You would actually meet the person because you would first look for the contradictions. Okay, you would look for the contradictions in that person between what they say and what they do, and that's the beauty. That we have access now to people at all levels of life, regardless of what you're learning or doing. And you get to see, okay, is the guy consistent with this message or inconsistent? Like you're in my office, you're in my home, you're in my kitchen, you're on stage with me, you're with Pete, I'm with Brandon, I'm with my wife, I'm with my kids. You literally get to see behind the scenes. It's that old Wizard of Oz thing, you know? They said, you can't see behind the curtain, right? But today you get to see behind the curtain, unless the person actually won't let you see behind the curtain. But Elon, you get to see. I mean, he told all the advertisers to basically F off yesterday. So yeah, there's nothing offhand with me. I've done a lot of interviews with a lot of people, and I can just tell you, most people, they give you a list of things not to ask them.
Yep.
When I interviewed Donald Trump, I didn't know what I was really getting into, but I can tell you that there was no planning, no programming, no script, and there was nothing that I could not ask. Like, man, you ask me whatever you want to ask me. I trust that personally. I like that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, Pete, I'm sure you've done it as well. I've interviewed, I don't know, hundreds of people. And in most cases, it's like, don't ask about this. Don't ask about that. Don't touch this. I don't want to talk about that. I mean, it's so scary out there that people are so protected that now I don't even ask, is there something I can't ask you?
Yeah.
Because the moment you say, no, you can't ask me that, then I'm like, shit, I got to ask you that.
Oh, Man, dude, what a way to start. Like, I already feel like I'm a student here, everybody. I've got my notes. I've got my paper right here. I learn from Grant every single time. Like the first time he had me at his event speaking at Miami Marlins Stadium, I asked if I could stay for the real estate event that following Monday, just so I could learn from him. And I was the only speaker. They allowed every speaker to stay the following day after GrowthCon. I was the only one that stayed around. And it's changed my life just actually being at that meeting. So, gee, on a side note, I know like real estate's been huge. Something big coming this weekend, right? Isn't there something big you're doing this weekend?
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Yeah. In fact, my team was just bringing in these products that we just finished to introduce people how to take advantage of the new Fannie Mae regulation, which is, I don't know if you know about this, Pete, but Fannie Mae, to make housing affordable, which is a big problem in this country.
Yep.
You know, Jerome Powell has basically made interest rates. He has caused inflation. The inflation, he was using interest rates to try to stop inflation, but he's actually caused more inflation by doing that because he's made mortgages unaffordable for the average American. The average mortgage in this country has doubled in the last 18 months. Rents are now 1/2 of what a mortgage is, and Fannie Mae came out. It makes housing affordable. He thought it was going to pull back the pricing. It didn't. It just stopped selling. Everything stopped. And this has hurt the home seller and the home buyer. It's caused a lot of damage to the middle class. If you're out there trying to get a mortgage right now, you're like, dude, it's impossible. You got to put 25% down. You need to qualify for the loan. The money's going to cost you 8%. It literally makes any home unaffordable. So Fannie Mae just came out with 5% down on a 4-unit property. Live in one of them, rent the other 3 out. Okay, it would be cash flow positive in year 1. You could literally buy a $100,000 piece of property today with only $5,000. And I'm doing a 2-day event this weekend on that topic: how to do it, how to find it, how to fund it, how to qualify for the loan, how to make sure you're picking the right property, how to manage it. Why you want to do things like actually pay rent. If you're one of the 4, you actually want to pay rent to the property rather than living there for free. There's a reason you'd want to do that, because it will actually make the property more valuable than the payment that you're making. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to go through all that this weekend and show people how they can actually grab part of the American dream. Last thing I want to say about this. The other reason that Fannie Mae is doing this, and this is really, really important for people to understand, not only their initiative, their number one initiative at Fannie Mae is to make housing affordable.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that if cement, bricks, permits, concrete, and glass cost more money. But you can do it if you change the way the loan basically works, okay? Somebody could literally buy a $500,000 piece of property this weekend because of these new regulations with $25,000. And it would cash flow if you know exactly what to look for. So number one, they want to do it because it makes housing affordable. But the second reason they're doing it is because they know that 4-unit properties that cash flow default 12 times less than a single family home. So for every 12 defaults there would be in a single family home, there would only be 1. So their risk in that loan is actually increased by 12x. So anyway, that's happening this weekend, and we hope to help a lot of people by giving them the information and confidence to understand how they could actually take advantage of this new ruling.
Gee, where can folks go that are listening to be a part of that this weekend?
Let me see. Let me see the best. Let me check with my guys. They'll give me the cheapest link for your audience. When is this going to be live?
Well, it's live right now. We probably got 1,000 people listening live through all channels, G, right now as we speak. But then we'll turn it quick. We'll turn it quick.
Go to grantcardone.com/. I'm going to have my guys set up. If it's not set up already, go to grantcardone.com/97.
97. Dude, that's awesome.
So the 97 means $97.
Great.
So
That's
they have
awesome.
people, just so you guys know, they have people paying $15,000. There's 20 people that will be in the room with me that paid $15,000 and flew across the country to see the same exact information at the same exact time. You'll be seeing it for $97.
Wow.
You can stay for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or you can stay for both days.
Yeah. Guys, I got to tell you, one of the things that why I stayed for that event the day after is because real estate wasn't big on my radar. It's been big since I've known Grant. Like the last 4 or 5 years, it's been so big. Like I'm one of the investors in Cardone in his properties, but I also own properties too. And so it will change your life. It's one of the things that will change your life. G, let me go back to your initial question. You talked about Elon being on national TV and just dropping, you know, I didn't get to see it, so I'm going to have to go back and watch that. But I'm going to start with just like a real question. I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but when a lot of people I meet in my life, they're like, you're partners with Grant, like tell me about him. What's he like backstage? So guys, we're backstage today. And here's what I hear often, and I just want to hear your perspective, because me and John Maxwell were just having the most powerful conversation about you a couple of weeks ago, like the most powerful. The respect he has for you, it's incredible. Most people are like, dude, like, what's he like? He drops all these F-bombs. He's mean. He's an a-hole. Like, that's what he's like front stage. And sometimes, like, my first default to them is like, man, and I say this and not in a lack of an integrity way, Grant. I say, like, he's actually so much better backstage than most people that I've ever met or worked with, because he is his word. He loves his family. He's always done what he says he's going to do. But sometimes the perception of you front stage doesn't even give people the chance to get to experience who you are backstage. I'm just curious of your thoughts on that, Grant. I've never asked you that in any interview.
Yeah. So look, I am a very aggressive individual, and I'm aggressive all the time. Okay. Like a lot of people, I did a meeting with our marketing team today, and most of that room, there was, I don't know, 16 people in the marketing meeting and another maybe 12 online. And before I started, I said, guys, look, I'm extremely excitable, aggressive, passionate individual. Okay. I like making things work, and I hate when things are screwed up. I hate when we miss, when I miss the mark. I don't like disappointing myself, and I don't like not fulfilling my own potential. And it drives me crazy when I see us do things that don't work. So don't confuse my passion with anger. I'm not angry.
Ooh.
I'm excited. Freaking, I'm a monster. I'm a beast. You know that song. What's that song that me and you listen to? The Kanye's album. Rihanna is in it. I'm a monster. Called Monster. Look it up. I'm talking to Sabrina, my side hustle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a song from Kanye called Monster.
Yeah, what's it called?
Monster.
Yeah. I need the beat, man. I need the beat. You got to be hooking me up right now. So, what I'm saying, Pete, as I look for this, see, this is who I am. Like, why am I going to be so like? The beautiful part about the internet, the real one's far too mean.
Okay.
Twisted fiction, sick addictions. Gather round, children. Sit up and listen. So, dude, I'm just a real dude, man. And I'm not going to put it on for you. I'm not going to hug it out. I'm not kissing babies to make you feel good about me. I'm not going to, I don't mind talking about Black issues and brown issues and Native American issues and poor people issues and rich people issues. Like, I don't care. Elon said this yesterday, guys, I don't suffer from being liked.
Wow.
I don't need people to like me. I do not suffer from that weakness. I have that in common with him. I don't suffer from approval. I have no need for approval, likes, support. And by the way, you guys that, oh, you're the best speaker. You got a weakness. You have a weakness. Because the moment you get turned on by people saying, oh, you're the best, guess what? You are now effective. You're the worst.
Mm.
Anyone that can make you feel good because you're good can make you feel good, feel bad when they say you're bad.
Yeah.
Only you know the truth. I know the truth, man. This is my work. John Maxwell understands exactly who I am because he's a spiritually evolved man.
Yeah.
He is not envious of me.
None.
Okay. Charlie Munger, rest in peace, Charlie, had this great saying. Okay. Let me just look it up so I don't butcher it, because that guy's a legend, man. This guy had simplicity figured out so well.
And as he's looking at that, guys, one of the things that a couple of things that just got me, he said, don't confuse my passion for anger. I think a lot of people think he's angry. He's actually passionate. He's passionate because he doesn't like to see people lose, and he doesn't like to lose. So if he doesn't like to lose, he doesn't want the people he's talking to lose. And so this passion comes out, you know?
Dude, if my team is making mistakes, I'm making mistakes. My team is an extension of me, okay? So if my family is hanging around losers, good, that's an extension of me. If Pete doesn't win, he's my partner, that's an extension of me. I'm responsible. So I'm extremely aggressive about my brand, my name, my money, my success, because I can only control what I'm responsible for. Now, if I don't care, I'm apathetic. Oh, well, that's Pete's problem. Oh, well, Pete, my partner, didn't do well. No, but I spiritually believe that I am responsible for my brother. The Bible talks about, what is it, Pete? Take care of your brother.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the second greatest commandment is love your neighbor, love your brother like yourself.
Dude, I love myself.
That's right.
I love myself. Guess what? I love myself enough to tell myself the truth. Okay. Now I love you enough to tell you the truth. You remember, Pete, one of the first times I said, bro, you got to change that.
I do.
You know, Pete, that's not good. That don't look good. You need to change that. And you need to change that. Right now, some people think I'm critical. I am critical. I am a critique of my environment. And I am most critical of myself. This isn't like, I hammer people. Guess what? I hammer me too. It's not fun being around me. It's hard, man. Okay. I'm not Mr. Fun Buckets, but I'm the same guy all the time. It's not like I don't put that on stage. I could be in front of 5,000 people and one of my team members screw up in front of 5,000 people. I will call them out right then and right there.
Wow.
Okay. Now I know that hurts. It might not even be the right thing to do, but the reality is I am not going to correct them Monday. I am not going to correct them Monday. Why? Because the mistake's already passed. Why would I try to fix it on Monday when it happened Thursday? Fix it right there. Oh, but you're going to embarrass that guy. He can handle it, man. God damn, I believe in people. Okay, Jesus, God, Muhammad, whoever you guys, Allah, bro, he ain't going to give you, or she is not going to give you more than you can handle.
That's actual scripture, that God will not give us more than what we can handle. And
but check it out. Check it out. We got wars going on this planet. We got obesity going on this planet. We got drug addiction going on this planet. We got people today, right now, killing each other over a book. Okay. And people say, oh, he's too hard on people. What you talking about, man? I ain't killed nobody. This is crazy. We're soft. Our society's soft. I got soft. And so what I do is not socially acceptable, right? But Pete, you've met me. I'm the same guy all the time. I will slam you on stage. I will slam you behind the scenes, and then I'll hug you out 5 seconds later and say, let's go do great things together. Like, I get over it that fast. So this is what Munger said. The world is not driven by greed. It's driven by envy. This is one of the wealthiest, most successful people that have ever lived on planet Earth. The world, he was the partner to Warren Buffett for 70 years. He just passed 2 days ago, 99 years old. The world is not driven by greed. It is driven by envy. I've conquered envy in my own life. I don't envy anyone. I don't give a damn what someone else has, but other people are driven crazy by it. And I can just tell you, man, I get a lot of hate online, dude. I get a lot of it. I know what I get. It does not bother me because the people that give me accolades don't affect me either. The only thing that matters to me is what I think of myself. That's the only thing that matters to me. I have to reckon me with God. I have to reckon me with whatever's next in my life. So you go get $1 billion, dude. I don't envy you. I want to I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow and eat every little bird crumb that you left. What did he do? How did he take that step? How did he cut his hair? What clothes did he wear? Fuck, I'm doing that exactly.
Yeah. I gotta say 2 things that come up for me. There's 3 things that come up for me right now, Grant. The number one is today I'm sitting here at the end of the year, the lowest weight that I've been since I've been in high school, and like high school / college. And it came because of the way that you said something on stage, and it didn't hurt me, but you're like, man, Pete, you're a little soft, or you're a little, I don't remember what you said in front of me.
Pudgy wasn't
you called me pudgy in front of 100 really influential people in your office last year. And I thought, dude, I am. And I'm still not where I'm at, but I needed to hear that in that moment because it was pretty damn motivating to me. But I've also seen you come off stage and say, Pete, I missed that. I dropped that ball. I didn't do good. I'm sorry. So I think that's really important to understand is like, a lot of people get to see you do it towards others, but I'm starting to learn like you do it to others because you first do it to yourself. Is there accuracy in that, Grant?
Yeah, 100%. And there's Jared Glant right there. Jared, there's nobody that's been hammered more than Jared.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a professional punch taker.
Okay. But he knows, dude, it's all
love, man. It's all for the big win.
Yeah.
Dude, and I get over everything so fast. Like my wife, she harbors grudges. You mess with my wife, she is not letting it go.
I think that's a female thing because Sandy's the same way too. What about you, Sabrina? You have grudges? You hold grudges?
Dude, I get over it that fast. Like as long as you make up, as long as you say, I screwed up, I took your money, here's your money back plus interest. And by the way, I don't expect you to trust me again. And then say, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to rebuild my trust, Grant. I screwed up in my life, blah, blah, blah. And then you do that and you show me the receipts. I'm like, I'm good, bro. He's good. Cause I cleaned up my life, you know? And so this guy's with me every day. Same guy all the time. But you know, my kids are watching what I do all the time. I curse. It's a bad habit I have. I shouldn't do it. It offends some people. I know that there's some people that are brought up to like, that is wrong. Okay. Some people are brought up, hey, you have a limited vocabulary. That's why you drop F-bombs. And other people are like, dude, you should, there's kids there. It's just wrong. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I shouldn't do it. And I know that, but I'm not ready to change it yet.
Yeah, but G, I think you have a little bit. I think since I've known you though, I've brought some things to you of words that I don't love, like once or twice to you. And I'm like, hey dude, I don't care if you drop F-bombs, but like I've brought things to you and I feel like there's been respect of not saying those things as much. I mean, I don't know.
I know when I do it. I do it when I get bored in my presentation. Okay. I get in trouble when I get bored. Always. When I get too comfortable with an audience or I get bored or tired, I'm going to lean into like things that are colorful. Okay. Why? Because I'm trying to entertain myself at that point. Like this is one of my kryptonites. Okay. Boredom is a kryptonite for me.
Wow.
And boredom and tiredness When I get tired, I get loose. When I get too comfortable with an audience, too friendly. Okay. Now that being said, my wife is going to tell me, hey man, that's when you need to be careful. No, I am not going to be careful. I am going to continue to engage, and I will continue to make mistakes. I don't mind making mistakes. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to perfect being in action. I want to be in play. And this is why when I watch Elon, I get a tremendous amount. I never want to compare myself to Elon Musk, but I do see some things that he gives me authority. Okay. He gives me some authority to do some things that I'm doing. I think we're in a different time, by the way. This is not our parents' time. You know, that was all be seen and be heard, be professional. Dude, we're in a different time now. This is like the fact that I could be in the lives of 664 people today in an afternoon with CNBC on in the background. Okay. Pete, this interview will probably be seen by more people than are watching that TV at home.
That's
There's
true.
there's nothing transparent about this, by the way. There's nothing transparent. The content is all developed to sell you soap and pills. Okay. 2 out of every 3 ads will be to sell you a problem you have, a physical, mental problem. They will create mental and physical problems. This is the greatest trickery, dickery bullshit in the world.
My wife just said that last night. We're watching a show and she's like, oh my gosh, it's pharmaceutical, or it's something that's wrong with me. Like every ad had something to do with that. She just brought that up last night, G.
Yeah. And so it's funded by Big Pharma right there. Okay. Everything looks cool. Everything looks polite. There's no curse words. None of it's allowed. It's all regulated, heavily regulated. Everything's proper. Everything looks a certain way, but it is designed to get you. Now, me, I'm a very transparent person. So I'm going to look like he's a huckster. He's a salesman. He's a scammer. He's a this. Dude, I talk about money every day. It's important. These people talk about, oh, money, we need to help more people. They ain't helping nobody. Some of these companies have billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And then they're going to come out and say, this week, we are providing the Black and brown community with first-time buying. We want to make sure that housing is equal across all races. Bank of America. And this week, we're a big push for the Black and brown community who has been underserved by lenders around the world. Yeah, y'all waited till the rates were 8%, man. MasterCard. You waited until the rates were 8 points. You could have done the same ad when they were 2%. But you see, they make it sterile and you guys get trick fucked by the whole deal. But you can't handle a guy talking like I talk. Oh, that's not okay. So you're programmed to accept. But I think all that's coming off. I think all that's changing right now. So when Elon last night told everybody, hey, F you if you don't want to advertise on Twitter Spaces or on X. F you if you think I'm gonna alter the way I talk for your ad dollars, I'm not going to do it. And I think that that's a good thing for everybody in the room.
Yeah.
I should be able to talk the way I want to talk. And if it offends you, don't buy anything from me. So the other thing is, the situation is, well, advertisers don't want their messages mixed up with controversy. Okay, whatever, dude. I don't care. I just care if my message gets seen. I don't care what controversy it's mixed up with.
Yeah.
If my message hits Dr. Amata, let's say there's controversy over here. We're talking about this black-white inconsistency or unfairness, or, I made this comment to Dr. Amanda. I said, hey, the black community has a better chance of becoming a millionaire than they do of ever getting their reparations. Controversy. Oh my God. Grant Cardone said, yeah, man, I said, you're going to get $1 million for yourself before the government's going to give your community $1 billion. That's what I said. Okay. You're not going to get your reparations before you could have got your own $1 million bag. See, I like the controversy. Now we have a conversation. I got everybody's attention. White man stirring it up. So you see, I'm willing to go there because I'm so committed, Pete, to like, I want to express through a business, I want to express art and ideas. And I can't paint, but I can speak.
Grant, what do you say to people that, like, I think Elena, I had a great conversation with Elena yesterday, and I think Elena and you are obviously a beautiful couple, but she's wired different than you. A lot of people listening are wired different than you. Like, they don't, how can they do what you're saying and be their own selves and be true to themselves? Because me and you are different. I feel like even you and Elena, like the fact that you're not offended easily or hurt, or you don't listen to the negative or the praise, that's a big aha for me too, because if you start listening to the praise, you'll probably start listening to the negativity too. So that's a huge aha for me today. But what do you say to everybody who's like not wired like you? Like, they're not wired like you. That's not easy for most people, Grant.
Well, it's not that you're not wired, it's the way you are wired. Okay. You got to get unwired. I used to seek approval. I used to have to be the speaker that got the #1 survey. I don't even look at a survey anymore. I'm like, take your survey and throw it off the top of the building. I don't care what your survey says, #1 or number 15. Don't matter to me. This is not a popularity contest. This is the Grant Cardone show. My show, I got about 80 years of the Grant Cardone show. Fuck your survey. I don't care what your survey says. I don't care what your comments are. I don't care what your likes are. I don't care. Okay. I care. This is the Grant Cardone show. I have my own mission, my own purpose, my own path. I'm doing my thing. And I hope people get permission to be themselves. But I had to get unwired first. It's not that I'm wired a certain way. It's that I got unwired from the grid. Be seen and not heard. Talk when spoken to, not until. Don't brag too much. That's why I love rappers, man, because rappers are always showing their shit off. I love that, man. There's the song. What's the song about the guy that has all the tattoos?
I don't know.
Is that the Kanye song?
Maybe?
Yeah. Find it for me. You know. So take off my shirt. You see my tattoos. Anyway, like I like showing off, man. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to show off? When you're a kid, you want to show off. Look what I can do. And then you become adult. You're like, don't look at what I can do. Don't even look at me.
Yeah, but part of that's also because we're told to be quiet and shut up when we're kids, Grant. You're the one who told me that. And it was this aha, because I found myself telling my kids, be quiet and shut up all the time. Like that, isn't that a reason why we don't maybe share our voices as we get older?
Well, 100, because of programming, because of wiring.
Wiring.
Because of wiring, right? So.
Hey guys, I'm going to go, as Grant's looking that up, I'm going to go to right field here. I'm going to do something that's never been done in an interview. Hey, sweet Sabrina, can you come around to the other side? I want to ask you one question today.
The question is,
There she is. Hey guys, give some love to Miss Sabrina right there. Give some love in the chat. Come on. Sabrina, you're how old now?
I'm 14.
I want to know, as a 14-year-old, and you be real, not just because daddy's right there to the left. Don't say what you want him to hear. What's the most valuable things at 14? It could be a couple, it could be 3 or 4. What's the most valuable things that you've learned from your dad in watching him in 14 years of life?
Well, I mean, he's definitely taught me about, the importance of, discipline. And discipline's really a big thing for me. I'm trying to get through my school right now. About to graduate 10th grade. I think I'm supposed to be starting 9th grade. So, just discipline, getting your stuff done when you say you're going to do it. And I think that's you know, really important for kids, for teens, for people growing up. It's, you know, something really valuable he's taught me.
Wow. What else? Tell me a couple more. I want parents. This is for parents out there to hear. What else? What's another maybe second or third thing that's been huge? By the way, he also taught you speed, because you just said you're about to be done with 10th grade when you should be starting 9th grade. But what else?
You know, yeah, like you said, take time away from the equation. You know, doing things slowly doesn't make you more certain about them. Let's see what else.
Yeah.
Some things that are important that he's like helped us with as we've grown up is like, you know, there's like a good balance, I think, between the yeses and nos. You know, he says no a lot, which might be a surprise, you know, to a lot of the people out there. But I think having that balance of yeses and nos, you know, and nos is really important and really valuable in raising a kid, raising a teen. I think it's been really good for me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, you know, I just say this, like, we don't give our kids an allowance, okay? And our kids work for the company. She's here today working with me. She sat in a marketing meeting. She's 14 years old, sat in a marketing meeting with me. One day she will not be able to do that. Like, nobody's gonna be able to sit in these meetings with me one day. So she was able to sit in that meeting in real time and learn from that meeting. Now, I happen to know I'm a genius when it comes to marketing. I see things people do not see. I see around corners. I have a superpower. I see colors and words and things that nobody has ever written about in marketing. And a lot of the marketing things out there, I disagree with. A lot of the old, great, legendary books that were written, I'm like, no, that didn't work today. And she was able to sit in that meeting, like the value of that, you know, the value of like the possibility that I could pass something on to my child.
Yeah.
That would be valuable to her, whatever she chooses to do in her life, much less maybe passing on a company to her that could live for a long period of time.
Wow. That's huge, man. Hey, Sabrina, go ahead.
It's fun for me too, by the way. Kids, I thought kids were going to cause me to slow down, but they got me more excited about being creative at work.
Yeah, Grant, my son went to, and I'm going to ask you one more thing, Sabrina, and then I'll let you go because I put you on the spot. My son just went to a workshop here in town, and because he's wanted to trade, Grant, I don't know why, but he's wanted to trade. So he went to a workshop. He came back. He took 80 pages of notes. Grant, in his entire schooling, he's never taken 80 pages of notes. He came back fired up, asking me questions that he never thought that big, Grant, because it was like, man, and we don't need to go on education right now, but gosh, man, my son was fired up. So I just, awesome, man. Yeah, I love that. Sabrina, what's one thing everybody listening, you would want them to know about your dad? I've shared a lot of things that people wouldn't know about Grant, but you're with him all of the time. What's one thing you would want everybody to know about your dad that they might not know because they don't get to spend day in and day out, minute by minute with him? What would you want the audience to know?
I mean, I was listening to you guys earlier about, you know, people sometimes think he's mean. You know, I've never seen him actually be mean to anybody. And I've seen him, you know, when he does criticize people, he does it in a very constructive way. You can tell it's not meant to destroy the person. It's not meant to invalidate the person. So whenever he does criticize people, it's in a constructive kind of critical way. And the people who can handle it end up getting better. Sometimes people can't handle it, but hey, I mean, that's a them problem. So, I mean, he's like, you know, he's super nice with people normally, but when people need to be criticized, you know, he criticizes them, and then, you know, they either rise up to that point where, you know, they can do better or they don't. And I think that's important. That's an important skill.
That's awesome. I love that. Guys, we all get
about our debate yesterday, the debate game that we played.
Oh, no, but about doing Model UN next year. So he was like, oh, let's do a debate right now about the weather. And I was debating that the weather is good, and he was debating that the weather was bad. So, you know, she crumbled. I won the first round. Okay. They could have gone without knowing.
Yeah, it's a cool game to play with your kids, though. You know, the ability to debate any side of anything.
All right, here's one for y'all in 1 minute. Grant, you're first. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sabrina, you're second. who's going to end up, Grant, Grant, and you got to represent yourself, G. Who's going to be wealthier in their lifetime? Grant, you got to represent you. Sabrina, you got to represent you. 1 minute, Grant.
I got to represent myself.
Yeah, you do.
Well, dude, let's pick a topic that's not so personal. Any topic, any topic, any topic, any topic.
Hey, let's let the audience in the chat, guys. Come on, let's see something in the audience. We're going to see them debate for 1 minute. 1 minute.
30-second rounds. We got 30 seconds.
30-second. What's wealth? Future business, best food. Best food's pretty easy. Social media versus people love my question though. Fashion.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ooh,
I have
well,
20 points for me.
so
He's
she's
afraid
going to
of losing
defend herself about how she's going to be wealthier than me.
in the future.
But
yes,
I don't, as a father, want to tell her that she can't do that. Like
that's true. I love that. That's true. I'm with you.
Because my job will be to win the debate, and once I take on that mission, I'm going to win the debate.
Homeschooling or traditional? Ooh, that might be hard.
So you take why homeschooling. What side do you want to take?
I'll take homeschooling.
Okay, I'm going to take why it's terrible.
Okay, cool.
Look, I think, and by the way, we're paying to homeschool her, but I'm going to just take this on anyway. 30 seconds. Look, I think homeschooling is the worst education that you could ever deliver to a child. And I'm going to tell you why. 3 reasons. Number one, the fact that this kid will not have a chance to be socially interactive with other kids her age. Number 2, she will never be on a ball team, baseball team, soccer, hockey, nothing. There's not going to be that team kind of sport development. 3, because she didn't go to a classroom where there's times and homework and teachers, she does not have that consistent schedule of when to show up and when to leave.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you why homeschooling is important, why homeschooling is good, and why it is necessary for kids to grow and learn. Number 1, social settings. Have you seen kids today? Drugs, alcohol, partying is rampant in schoolings today. Number 2, we have, kids will never be on ball teams, baseball teams, running teams. They can join clubs. They don't have that taken away from them. 3, consistency. Kids are consistent if their parents decide that they should be consistent. If they're getting on schooling from their parents, then they have the ability to be disciplined, consistent, and time scheduled in that sense.
Okay, well, good on my partners over here, my friend on the other side. But let's face it, she is being homeschooled. And because of that, she cannot see. She has a bias that does not allow her to see the negative points of being homeschooled. Everybody knows, by the way, that the trial is out on homeschooling, just like it is the vaccine. These are tests, social tests that we should not be putting our children through.
Wow.
I have been homeschooled for 8 years, but before that, I did go to real school and disliked it with a passion. I remember the kids were being wild, the teachers were mean and invalidative, and I was not learning. So while you might say that I have a bias, I say that I have experience seeing both sides, both and principals.
Hey guys, let's drop a winner in the comment. Who's the winner in the comment? Come on. Oh shoot. Uh-oh. Hey, hey, thanks, Sabrina. Thank you so much. G, talk about the importance for a quick second, because we got about 10 minutes left here. Guys, how fire has this been? How great has this been? Grant, talk about the importance in the drop of a hat to be able to communicate powerfully around any topic. How critical is it to people's success out there?
Dude, you guys, I would strongly recommend it. Pete, what we ought to do is we should create not an ad lib spontaneity. What's it called? What's that called? There's a certain word for that.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Type of comedy.
Improv.
Improv. Guys, the ability to think freely, quickly, immediately, deliver, like what Sabrina and I just did. You cannot learn that in school.
Mm-mm.
That is a. She said something right before that. I don't know if you guys heard it, but she said, look, me taking longer doesn't make me smarter or more certain. The speed at which you can respond to a situation. So the way I do that, like if I'm trying to sell something, I don't always work on selling something I sold or am selling. I improved my selling skills by working on, oh my God, I work on my selling skills by selling other products. Like I do marketing on other people's stuff. Like I'll look at a water bottle. How would I market this different? Because that gives me an ability to start looking at my own stuff differently.
Mm.
So, but the speed at which you can respond to people, is very important. Now, it's also risky. It's very risky.
Yeah.
Okay, because now you can get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
This is what I don't like about politicians. I was with Ron DeSantis twice. I was with for dinner. I was with the bald-headed guy out of Florida that used to be the governor. Dude, these guys I'm like, why don't you just pull out your index card, bro, and read it?
Yeah.
God damn, I asked you a question. You can't give me an answer. Just straight up, bro. Give me the truth. They cannot do it, will not do it.
Mm.
And then Donald Trump comes along and he's like, bro, he never seen an index card. I'm like, we might have gone too far there. But I'm gonna tell you something. I would rather the straight up. Now, my wife doesn't like it, right? I can feel my wife's tension many times. She's like, oh my God, we're at dinner. Oh my God, don't ask that question. It's gonna start him down a freaking rabbit hole. But she's much more sensitive than I am, right?
Yeah, but people respect that. I was with Ryan Pineda a couple of weeks ago, and he said the thing I always say about Grant, why I have so much respect for Grant, is because I know exactly where I stand, because he's not going to give me some politically correct answer. He's going to tell me, he gave me an incredible story of where you just kept it real, and there was no agenda, no intentions. You just said what's on your mind and your heart. And he talked about how much respect he had for that. Like, it was really cool to hear. You know who Ryan is, right, Grant?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's huge. Gee, hey guys, really quickly, next Saturday, it's the last chance this year. We have 9,000 people registered for our virtual Great American Speak Off. And the semifinals are actually in Miami in February. And then the final 3 are going to be on Grant's stage next April in Miami. You want to become an improv powerful communicator, make sure you go to 10xstages.com/2024, 10xstages.com/2024. And I'm going to encourage you to sign up for the Speak Off there. You can sign up for 2 things there. The Speak Off, and then you're going to see, and Elena was blown away by this yesterday, Grant, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of our 10X Stage community, I am recording a course from start to finish. The final product, you're going to see me take a big idea, map it out, shoot it, create it, and sell it in 90 minutes tonight, from the big idea to the finished product, because too many people take way too freaking long to get their products and services out to the market. And if there's one thing I've learned from Grant, it's speed. And so if you go to 10xstages.com/2024, sign up for the Speak Off next week, but also sign up to come watch this training tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go there. Grant, I mean, the Speak Off was a highlight for you and Elena last year at GrowthCon. You both in our recap dinner said that was one of your highlights. Why did you love that so much last year?
Yeah, well, first of all, I found it to be extremely entertaining. It's unexpected. I like unexpected. I don't particularly like surprises, right? Like, if any of you here that ever want to give me a gift, just call somebody here and say, what does he want exactly? Do not try to figure it out, okay? 99.99% of the time, I am not going to like what you give me. 100% of the time, I will like what I want you to give me. Okay? So I can just tell you, man, I get gifts all the time from people. I'm like, give that away to somebody else. I don't want that shit. I'm just keeping it real, guys. I had somebody, the guy called me up. He's a partner of mine. He's like, man, I got these chairs. Do not send me those chairs. He's like, I already bought them. I said, send them back, bro. I do not want them. You send me those chairs. They are going to be in the fireplace the same day you get them to me. Don't want them. Don't need them. I hate those chairs. Do not send me those chairs. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my God, dude, can't you just accept the gift? I could. But you could just say $3,000 not sending them to me. So Now, I like surprises when it's talent,
Yeah.
okay? When it's talent driven, not gifts. I liked when people walked out and they had this 1 minute. What did we give them? 1 minute or 2 minutes?
I think it was 2 minutes.
It was phenomenal, dude. It was phenomenal. Is he going to go longer? Is he going to go shorter? And also, I know how difficult it is.
Yeah.
And I know how hard it is to be on a stage. And I was so proud to be giving people, what was there, 7,000 people in the room?
7 and tens of thousands online is their biggest stage of their life.
7,000 people, live audience. The live audience loved it. We went from the 10X Growth Conference to boom, nobody knew it. We put on the surprise. We got to do that again, man. I mean, I love that, right? I love that so much. And so, I remember doing that interview with Kevin Hart, dude, and it was just so spectacular to watch a master improv guy. And then to watch the lady go, I remember the lady that went, and then the next guy, it went great. And then it went boom, sagged out. Didn't do as good. The second guy didn't do as good. I'm like, shit, first chick's going to win. And then boom, Cowboy came out and like, oh, she's done. He's the winner. And the fourth guy, ain't no way the fourth guy wins. And the fourth guy was a personal friend of mine. And I'm sitting there saying, oh, Glenn, you done, dude. And then Glenn came out and just rocked it. So that's what, that gives me inspiration.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking for inspiration. Goes back to what Charlie Munger said. I do not envy anyone. I am inspired by greatness. And there's a shortage of it being personified. There's a shortage of it being made available. That TV right there will not show you any greatness today.
Mm-mm.
It will show you what they have scheduled. It's called scheduled programming for a reason. You ain't gonna see any exceptional individual. They're not gonna let Philip on CNBC today and say, let me tell you about my shit. I'm magic, baby. Ain't gonna happen. But there's 330 million people in this country. You can't tell me there's not 3 million super talented people. 1% super genius talent people. Burkett, Dr. Armando, David Carey, somebody, Grant Cardone, this super talented, some genius, but they're not going to put you guys on TV. They're not going to give you a stage. Okay. TEDx is not going to have you speak. It's not going to happen. You got to be connected. You got to be with the institutions. You got to buy their ads. You probably got to be a billionaire or better. And so what we did with this, we're giving everyday people a chance to actually have a stage, not a backstage, by the way.
Nope.
Front and center, boys and girls.
They walk from the backstage onto the front stage.
Yeah. I mean, just that, dude, just walking behind the scenes and feeling your heart rate and seeing a $10 million production. Like, who gives you guys a chance to be on a stage with 7,000 people in the room, another 57,000 people online, and $10 million created around you to make you look good? It's freaking awesome. And all you had to pay was your talent.
That's it.
All you had to do was risk being in front of people.
Yep.
And so it's just a great experience. And that's why I'm excited about it. I can't wait to do it again, by the way.
We have 125, 150 people coming out in February, golden ticket winners. We're actually going to have a celebrity judge there in February with Grant and Elena. And then Jared is working on some of our GrowthCon talent to possibly be one of our celebrity judges at GrowthCon as well for one of the speakers that speaks that day. So we have, we're even up leveling that, guys. It's unbelievable, man. Those four, because Grant gave a wild card, because that's what Grant does. He's wild. He gives wild cards. Those four's businesses are crushing it because of a couple of minutes on a big stage.
Can I just suggest something, Peter?
Yeah.
I put this in the chat. For any of you guys that are planning on being there in April on the 10X stage, if you want to reserve tickets for your family to come see you, You can literally reserve a seat right now for $100. Okay, you gotta complete the transaction by February 28th. But if you don't know this, we did this year because so many of these events, all our events get sold out. You can now reserve a seat for $100 and close the deal by 28th, and then you have a seat. You can only buy up to 10 seats, and you have to consummate your seat purchase by February 28th, or the money goes to full credit at the store. So if you want to take advantage of that, you think you're going, or you want to be there, or you want family members there, because you do not want to do this without your family and your friends and people seeing you be there. You want the support just like they do on American Idol.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you whatever that was, I just need you to learn like that. Like when Grant says he's a brilliant marketer, there's something I'm gonna follow up, or I'll just ask him, like, Grant, that's something you've never done. That came out of a marketing meeting, didn't it? It came out of, like, there's something that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it came out of I'm like, why are we selling tickets when people could just place a reservation?
Yeah.
I actually probably ripped that off from Elon on his $100 deposits on Teslas.
Airlines are doing it, hotels are doing it, rental. I mean, like they're letting you do that. That's brilliant. That's so brilliant. Hey,
see,
G,
I watch what other people are doing to start saying, okay, how could that work for me? I'm not selling cars. I'm not taking reservations on the Cybertruck, but how could it work on me? How could it work for me? Right? Will it work for an audience? Does that make somebody comfortable? We don't know. I haven't proven that it works for us or not. I didn't know airlines were doing it.
they make you put like $100 down to reserve that rate today and you have to book within 48 hours to secure your rate, because now they can actually raise your rate because they can cookie you. And now they raise your rate. So they make you lock in your rate for like $100 and
yeah, I just haven't been looking at airline schedules.
I know you haven't. I know you haven't. Oh my gosh. Hey, G, I promised them this one question, and I just want you to give people whatever it is what do they need to be focusing on in their businesses in 2024? Like, pull back the curtain. Most of these influencers tell you once they have done it because they now know you're late to the party.
Yeah.
Man, let people actually join the party of what you are focused on in 2024 around what they should be focused on. Like, pull back the curtain before yeah.
Sure. So first of all, to somebody that says, who's going to be at your growth conference? We are trying to get Elon. We are trying to get Dion. We're trying to get Dave Chappelle, Jay-Z. Ye is on the list because I'm a huge Ye fan. And I will stand with Kanye till the end of time. But all you guys want to hate on him for doing whatever he did, whatever, dude. He's human. I'm with him. Jesus walks. We're also trying to get who's on our list? Rock. We got an offer out for the Rock, as you know.
And you told me to put an offer for that soccer player there in Miami. I forgot his name.
Messi. We're trying to get Messi there. So this list is going to be ridiculous. Of who knows who shows up at this thing. Okay, now what should you guys be looking at in 2024? I believe somebody said, "Who is Ye?" It's YE, man. My God. Look, guys, you know, you need to understand that if you're in a race with 10,000 people and you could get 9,990 of them to not run, you improved your chances in that race, right?
Yep.
You went from 10,000 people to compete with down to 10. I'm still coming in last, you know, because my knees are going to go and my ankles are going to go. But I'll be top 10. And that's what's going to happen in 2024. We are going to have a recession. It will be nasty. Money will not save you. Saving money will not save you. I know you guys are like, oh, I got to tighten up now. Dude, that's the bank talking to you guys. The bank wants you to tighten up because they want you to keep the money at the bank. It's crazy. If you're already, all you guys that are already broke, you don't have anything to worry about. Okay, this is good for you. This is good for you. You have nothing to lose and you have less people to compete with. Those of you who have a little bit of money stashed in a bank or in Wall Street, I would pull my money out of Wall Street immediately, 100% of it, get it out of the market. Now, I know some of you that love Wall Street, you're like, oh my God, that's bad advice. You got to stay in it the whole time, blah, blah, blah. There's no business better than your business. There's no business better than your brand. There's no better business than getting on a stage. None.
Yeah.
The S&P 500 averages 7 or 8% a year. That you can make that every day.
Yeah.
You are great. You could increase the value of your company 7%. A speaker could literally change their net worth. Let's say you had no money and your first speaking fee was $5,000. Okay. You just increase your net worth by 5,000% with one gig.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. You can't do that on the S&P 500, man. Ain't no Bitcoin going to have that kind of return. By the way, you could do it the next day too. The next day you go from 5,000, pick up another 5,000, bang. You just increase your net worth 100% in one day. You cannot do that investing in stocks. You can't do it investing in real estate. You guys know how much I love real estate. Nothing returns a better investment than you getting better.
Ooh.
Now you got to take better and you got to add that to funding something. Speaking's like a brilliant monetization because there's no product.
Mm.
In the beginning, it's perfect. It doesn't scale. It doesn't scale. You want to go get paid to speak, and then you want to add products later so that you could scale. You could scale the products and services. So I would just tell you, number one, there's going to be fewer people to compete with in 2024 because it's going to be ugly. There's going to be a lot of bad news. And number two, it's going to be easier for you guys to scale and to actually take competitors' spaces. If you're already in business doing something like, we're going to go try to buy a bunch of businesses next year.
Yeah.
And the third thing I would be focused on is get rid of your money and buy real estate. Invest in you, invest in your business, and then invest the rest of it in real estate. We're going to have the greatest real estate correction in my lifetime in the next 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest redistribution of wealth that we've ever seen in America in the next 18 months.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is this time it's going to go from institutions to individuals.
Mm.
This is going to be a reverse distribution of wealth. And then last thing I will predict is that Donald Trump will be the nominee and the next president of the United States of America.
Wow.
But like it or not. And it's going to be party time, boys and girls. It's going to be crazy.
Oh man, I love it, dude. This has been fun, G. Like today's been fun.
And I am going to try to become his housing secretary, by the way. I'm going to try to run the housing department. And I will make housing affordable again.
The real question, because you always joke about it. You always joke about it. Shoot us straight, like shoot us straight. Do you believe you will ever try to run for the president of the United States on the real?
On the Instagram reel? I think I will be involved in politics at some point in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what level that takes it, but I am very, like many of you in the room, I am very disappointed and discouraged with the direction of our country. I'm very disappointed, discouraged with both the Republicans and the Democrats, frankly, with our schooling, unaffordable housing, the FDA, the WHO. Dude, these institutions they are so corrupt, and it's disgusting to me that we have foods in this country that are not allowed by most other developed countries on planet Earth.
Wow.
And I was brought up on those foods. And now I understand why so many of my family members are sick with cancers. And my father-in-law died from dementia with dementia. We're seeing this everywhere.
Hmm.
So I will get involved in politics. In fact, we'll be announcing something in 2024 that I think will get a lot of people excited.
At GrowthCon?
It'll be announced before that, actually.
Okay. I'm stoked. Gee, any final thoughts today, man? I'm so grateful for the time, bro. It's been a fun episode.
Get your money right, folks. You know, somebody was telling me I was in space last night, and they said, you know, I know so many billionaires that are unhappy. I said, first of all, you don't know that many billionaires. So that's some bullshit right there. I doubt you know maybe more than one. And if you did know him, you hadn't been in his bathroom, his living room, the kitchen table. You hadn't been in his car or his plane. How you know that? Because I just don't think you have been, bro. Because if you had been, why would you be trashing him? Like it's kind of dumb. Number one, I don't think you know one. Number two, let me just say this. If you even know some millionaires, there's only 32 million millionaires in America. 32 million millionaires in America. For you guys that are taking notes, you have a better chance of being a millionaire in America than you do of having abs. 7 times better chance. 7 times more people have $1 million of net worth than they do of having visible abs. I happen to have both of them. Okay? Right? So now I told this kid, he's like, man, I know so many billionaires that are miserable. I said, bro, I can prove to you emphatically that there are more miserable people, more unhappy, broke people than there are rich people. I can prove it to you right now. You can't prove that. I said, yes, I can. How can you prove that? Because there's not that many rich people. Okay. If every rich person was unhappy, you would still have more poor people that are unhappy than rich people. There's only 32 millionaires in America, and there's only 3,000 billionaires on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. In America alone, there are 250 million people living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, you guys cannot tell me that all those people are happy. How many of you know some poor people that are unhappy? How many of you know some poor people that are unhappy and unhealthy? Mm-hmm. So quit comparing the fat billionaire that's unhappy, and quit using that as some way to say, oh, money's a bad thing. Money is not a bad thing. Okay, money is a great thing. It is a tool. It is simply a tool to be used. Mm-hmm. Not saved. It is a tool to be used. And your goal should be to get so much of it that you give it all away. Yeah. All of it away to whatever charity or institution or church or religion, foundation or cause or something where you can make a difference. But just remember, man, whoever controls the goal makes the rules. Mm. So when I'm trying to accumulate money, it's not because I want to be happy. It's because I want control of the game. Mm. I want to control the board. I want to take control of my life, my personal life. Happy's another thing, man.
Man, dude, it's so good. So much richness. Like, I've got a whole page of notes here. I'm going to have to go back and watch this. Gee, thanks for being here today, man.
You got it.
Hey, guys, will y'all give some love to Grant Cardone? I'm overjoyed. Yes, so much, man. Look at that. Thank you, GC. Replay. Yeah, I love it, guys. Wow, man. Probably one of the longer episodes that we've done, and I'm glad. There's so much. We talk parenting, we talk money, we talk corruption, we talked a lot of things. We talked about, like just the perspective of just how Grant operates. Just so much there. So many notes for me. It's only going to make this show better. Thank you for your time every single week. You inspire me, you challenge me to do this every week and put out more content. Guys, we'll see y'all soon.